Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here, and here's a real cool game that you can use that's based on using ESP Zenor type cards. Pretty fascinating. It's called Codename Oracle, a game of psychic espionage with the world at stake. It is designed by Andrew Dre Clark, who also put together the actual artwork. It is distributed by Wishing Tree Games. Now it's very, very interesting. Let's see here. Just to show you the whole box. You can see it has the ESP cards on here. Wishing Tree Games. A game of psychic espionage. You can see it has this mind with the actual Russian, and here's the mind with the American images. So what's cool about this is that it is all based in ESP cards, which is really cool. And let's read this of what the game really entails in terms of how it is put together here. Really cool. You're an American CIA spy operative or a Soviet KGB mentalist in a struggle of wills with the fate of the world at stake. You can pry the launch codes out of your target's mind before a nuclear showdown. Each player has a mind field made up of 4 × 5 grid of Zenor cards. They also have a code row of 5 cards, their launch code. Players must position and remember where the cards are, and then strike, shield, or focus. Each of these has a different effect depending on the matching Zenor card turned over and used. To win the game, the player either correctly guesses each Zenor card in the opponent's code row, or deal enough psychic damage to the opponent to move that player's life counter down. So you get 2 decks of 50 Zenor cards, 2 life tracker, 2 player boards, and the instruction booklet. So pretty cool. I mean, the concept of the game is really cool. You know, you're basically a psychic spy, which is really neat. And you're trying to ascertain, of course, you're not going to guess like most people do. You're going to try and psychically figure out which Zenor cards are down there so you can actually get that person's code. Now, this is brandy new, so we're going to actually open it here on camera. The usual, how do you find those plastic little things? But I mean, what a cool concept, and a simple idea, but using the Zenor cards brings that into the whole psychic thing. So let's open this up here and take a look at these. Now, these are the cards for the KGB, obviously, which says right on there, and has that logo I showed you on the box. So, and each card has that. They're typical, they're well-made, thick cards, coded well. And let's turn them over and look at what you have here. So, you have your standard Zenor symbols on here, on these nice cards. They're kind of reddish, brownish, of course, for the KGB. Let's take a look at the CIA ones. And again, it's got the CIA logo here with the bluish. And again, they're just the exact same deck of cards here. So I believe they said there's 2 decks of 50 cards. So you get 50 cards like this. As I said, they're well made, they're well printed. You get 2 game pieces. And of course, you get the instructions. Here's the instructions on how to use it. So, code name Oracle is set in an alternative 1960s in which major global powers employ clandestine psychic agents. Uniquely talented and highly trained, these agents can see into the future, rip secrets out of the minds of enemies, and act as a psychic assassins. You are an American CIA psychic operative or a Soviet KGB mentalist in the struggle of wills with the fate of the world at stake. You can pry the launch codes out of the target's mind before the nuclear showdown. Okay, so it shows you how that goes. The game is pretty easy to use, and of course, instead of, as I said, playing as a game, you're going to do it more as a psychic. You're not going to guess what cards are. You're going to psychically ascertain these Zenor cards. So it's quite a cool thing. You get this little board where there's individual boards depending on who you are. Here's the CIA board. That's quite cool. I mean, you got numbers over here, you got a skull, you got the Zenor, the types of Zenor cards here, and you can strike, shield, focus, etc. The other side of this one, which is the CIA card, has the big CIA logo on it. Really cool, really neat. Let's see if I can find out. I don't know if we can. Well, I'll put a link there if there is. I don't know how easy these are to get or not. If these are available, there'll be a link down below where you can actually go and buy these. These are fun. I mean, it's fun. It's a cool thing that you can do, particularly with someone else. Trying to find an actual. This is relatively new. This is not really old. They maybe hang around out there that you can get inexpensively. I don't remember how much I paid for this in general. So, then there's also the, here's the key, and this is the game board. And as you said, you're going to use these little tokens here. Blue for CIA, obviously, and then. So you have that, and the board's basically the same. It just has the KGB logo at the top. You got the cards on the side here. You have, of course, a skull and 1 to 9 here. And of course, it's the strike, shield, focus, and the instructions tell you that. It'd be very boring to go over all this. It's not very interesting. So this is fun. Highly recommended as usual. I mean, it's hard to find any kind of games that deal with psychic stuff. I'm really surprised in a day and age when we have so much of this, and even with the popularity of things like Harry Potter and so forth, psychic is still fairly rare. I mean, I don't see too many TV shows or anything else, so when you find something like this, you should grab it. And again, this was not a fantastic success, I don't believe, so you want to make sure that you if you're like this, grab it while you can find these. Let me see if there's any kind of date on here. Again, wishingtreegames.com, games plural. And